The variety of magic in the world of Black Clover is extremely impressive. There are so many unique magic types like glamour magic, mirror magic, star magic, shadow magic, the list goes on. However, when it comes to unique overpowered magic types, the first magic type that I think about is Julius Novachrono's time magic. Julius' time magic is extremely overpowered, in fact broken. So today in this video we're here to explain Julius' time magic powers, and you also gotta explain to me why you haven't took the time to subscribe to the channel with notification bells on and leave a like on the video. Because with Black Clover being on a 3-month hiatus and also it's entering its final arc, it's time to explain everything. Now, in order for Julius to properly use time magic, he needs to steal the time and store it, which then allows him to manipulate time itself. Now, back at chapter 143, when Julius was fighting Patri thought that the nature of Julius' magic was him just controlling time itself with no other outsource, and he was just controlling time at will, thinking that's how Julius is able to evade all of his attacks. But Julius explained to Patri that he has stolen the futures of many people. The true nature of his magic is to steal time from his target, and then with that stored time, he can use it whenever he likes. So Julius' time magic ability is the power to steal futures. What makes Julius' time magic power so dangerous is that up against Patri, who's a light magic user, light magic is the fastest magic there is, because the only thing that can oppose time itself is light. But despite how fast light magic is compared to time magic, Julius still had the advantage by using a combination of mana zone and accelerating the time of the stored powers of futures that he steals from his opponents, which is why he's able to sense someone's attack because he already saw their future. Because with Julius activating his mana zone, he's able to read the flow of mana of the future with the additional power to also accelerate the mana itself. Patri's light magic is naturally faster than Julius' time magic, but the reason why that Julius was able to keep up and eventually surpass Patri in speed because the entire time Julius is stealing the future of Patri's. This means that Julius is also a momentum fighter, and fighting him for a long time is not good in your favor, because eventually your speed of your attacks will become insignificant to Julius because he will steal it to the point where you will become useless. Which is why Patri knew that the only way to defeat Julius was to put him in a handicapped situation to save others, because his time magic abilities puts him in a situation to be nearly unbeatable. Now, even though Julius has a gigantic grimoire, we have not seen many spells from him, but we will go through them one by one. Now, Julius' base level attacks is really powerful. These time magic orbs that Julius is able to create, by sending them out to his opponents, they will become dust in the wind. This unnamed attack is something that you don't want to get hit by, because we saw him utilize this as well. When Patri and William were posing as one of the I Am Midnight Sun members, Julius shot this blast, and it was so powerful to the point where William's right arm looked like it completely aged, which means that Julius' time magic abilities, his base level attacks, has the ability to accelerate a body part if it hits. So the attack that Julius performed against those two I Am Midnight Sun members, he pretty much accelerated them out of time, which is crazy to think about. Julius' base level power with his time magic also gives him the cool ability to teleport as well. But honestly, this could just be Julius moving extremely fast because he already knows the future of those attacks. Now, Julius also has a powerful restraining type magic, which is time binding magic Chronostasis. This spell allows Julius to trap his opponents in an unending time loop of a continuous moment. From what we saw, once someone is in this time binding spell, it's impossible to get out, unless of course you have an outside force to break you out of this spell. This is why Julius tried to constantly capture Patri with this spell. The really cool thing about this spell, which adds variety to it, is the mana zone variant of it, which is called mana zone Chronostasis Grigora, which allows him to create and supply many other time orbs and also stop attack spells themselves in an unending moment, and not just a person. The first time we saw this spell was back in chapter 143 when he utilized this against Patri. This means if anybody was to attack Julius with an attack spell, he can just stop their spells in their place by dominating and also accelerating his own mana zone. So when Chronostasis Grigora is active, the mana zone version of it, Julius is almost impossible to hit. You have to hit him early before he's able to steal any more time from your future, which is what Patri did in the beginning by slicing Julius in the chest. However, Julius can rewind time on his wounds to heal them, which is a very unfair hack's ability to have, because we know throughout the story that in Black Clover, healing magic is extremely broken. Just take Mimosa for example. We know how overpowered her healing magic is, especially with her ultimate magic can bring back someone on the brink of death. But we learned from Yami in chapter 48 that attack types with recovery magic is extremely rare, and Julius is by far a attack type mage. And those who are loved by mana can do all types of magic. So is it possible for Julius to be loved by mana as well? It's very likely. because based on the evidence and lore of Black Clover, he definitely falls in the criteria of people who are loved by Mana. Because Julius can not only recover his own wounds, but he can also recover other people as well, which we didn't see in the manga, but the anime expanded upon Julius' backstory. The anime also expanded upon Julius' Chronostasis Regrower spell that has a zoning ability where he can send out a time being through all his time orbs, and they can follow a pattern whatever direction the time orbs are placed. These time orbs are so powerful that Julius was able to stop an ancient demon blast when he aged himself to age 23 by adding 10 years to his life. So with his time magic ability, he can also increase his age, even though in his previous state he was age 13. Now, we don't know the exact limits of how much he can advance his body with time, because before Julius died and came back to life to age 13, thanks to the Swallowtail by storing time into a magic item that is very compatible with his time magic and the magic crest that is on his head. That marking on the Swallowtail in the magic item allows Julius to come back to life, but only at age 13. But Julius died at age 42, so the limits of his time magic to advance his body is probably the cap to now when he died. So since Julius was never 43 years old, he may not have the ability to advance his body with time to an age he's never been. But it is extremely impressive for Julius to store and absorb time from magic items. Now, for Julius' greatest spell that he's performed in the story of Black Clover is time reversal magic Chrono Anastasis. This is by far one of the most powerful spells we've seen in the story. With this spell, he's able to stop and cover an entire area with a clock with his time magic, and he's able to stop the entire spell and reverse it by rewinding time and completely negating the spell in its entirety. The feat of this spell was so great to the point where he was able to reverse an entire spell that covered up the entire country, which it went so far to the Forsaken Realm in Hodge Village. However, when Julius used this spell, it does leave him vulnerable, which was honestly the only way that Pachi was able to defeat Julius. He had no other choice. Now, on top of Julius having time magic, he also has another variation magic type, which is extremely weird because it's unexplained why he has this magic type, but he has transformation magic. The reason why it's so unorthodox for Julius to have transformation magic because it has nothing to do with time magic. The first time we saw this in the anime and the manga, we thought that Julius had transformation magic and that was it. The reason why it makes sense for Grey to have transformation magic because it connects to her transmutation magic. It makes sense for Raya because he can copy everything and everyone. It also makes sense for Real to have transformation magic because he has picture magic. He can paint himself to whatever he imagines. These are the only characters in the story that have transformation magic, and it makes sense. However, it does not make sense for Julius to have transformation magic. This could mean that transformation magic could just be a technique just like trap magic. Anyone in the series can learn trap magic. Zora's dad Zara had trap magic, but his magic type was flame. Zora's magic type is ash magic, but he can also use traps as well. And same for Magna. Magna has flame magic, but trap magic is now part of his arsenal. So trap magic and transformation magic could be the many techniques in the world of Black Clover that anyone can learn. But I guess this just shows that Julius is very advanced in all types of magic. On top of the fact of being arcane, he has the power to destroy devils. And also recently we found out that Julius' time magic is also connected to one of the rulers of the underworld, the devil of time, Astaroth. And Julius is the only person throughout history in the world to have time magic. So yeah, that's how unique his time magic is. But with this, we went through pretty much everything with Julius' time magic. Comment below in the comment section to let me know which other character's magic type you want me to explain. As always, you guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, stay blessed, and I'm out.